Welcome back to Dream Home Ninjas Season 2. We are talking about honeydew, the honeydew list.
Oh, you mean that annoying thing on my fridge that the wife leaves me to do? No, I'm kidding. It's anything she tells
it's on
me
the
is
fridge
not
these
annoying.
days?
Nowadays, yeah.
I thought it's just text. I want this done.
Oh, is that how you get it? You get it by text?
I want pictures hung.
Well, and we're both in new places, so we got plenty of stuff to do.
Yes, absolutely. So, just a reminder, you can find us on YouTube.
Facebook. We're on Facebook Live right now.
Yep.
If you're listening to this on our podcast or radio show,
21.6 the net.
we're not live on Facebook right now. But we're also on Twitter, Instagram. I don't remember all the other ones.
I think that's probably good. And
Okay.
www.dreamhomeninjas.com.
Yeah.
You can catch up on Season 1. This is Season 2. We're starting up.
Yeah. And this season, Keith will not be joining us right away. He just had a baby. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations, Keith.
Yep. And he's just got to get some stuff straight with all of the new life there. So, hopefully he'll be joining us soon.
And then we got another little bundle of joy coming very soon. Right, Josh?
What?
A little bundle of joy.
Oh, my Amazon package.
Yeah. No, it's by the stork, isn't it?
That's right, stork. I thought Amazon bought the storks out.
Oh, they probably did. Bezos.
No, I have a new one on the way too. So yeah, we're gonna be a little iffy on scheduling just with how all of that goes.
But keep an eye out for us. We will be constantly putting out new content throughout the year here. So if you ever have any questions, concerns, hi Kristen, how you doing? So
Welcome.
Please feel free to make sure that you text in and ask any questions that you like on projects around the house.
Yeah. This season, one of the things we're going to do is a little bit differently. We're going to be focusing on YouTube a lot more. We're going to be trying to upload 5-minute simple videos on things you can do around the house.
Or less.
Or less than 5 minutes, yeah.
If it's something easy, we can do it pretty quick.
How to change a light bulb?
Yeah, absolutely. It takes how many guys to do that?
It depends on what nationality, isn't it?
Hey.
So yeah, we're gonna be uploading a lot of that, and we'll be talking about some of the stuff around the house this show.
Awesome. So into the honeydew list, I guess, right?
Yeah, new places. Keith with the baby on the way, he had plenty of stuff to get ready before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, new floors, the baseboards. He did before the first baby. He did all the chair rail in the house. Me and you were both in new houses, and
lots of projects.
you hung this.
Absolutely. Welcome to our new studio in
Yeah.
Warrenville. Hey, Kristen, can we squeeze a full bedspread onto a twin bunk bed? Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Chainsaw.
Definitely.
Chainsaw will take care of it.
Yes, it would.
Chainsaw will fix just about anything.
For sure.
Duct tape will fix whatever that does. One of the things we want to talk about is a little bit of around the house electrical. Some of the simple things, not just changing a light bulb, but maybe you got a light switch that you want to add a little more functionality to.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen those Ecobee? You can talk to. It's an Ecobee light switch.
You can talk to.
It has Alexa built into it.
I have installed the ones that are that hook up to Alexa, and they have their own dimmer on them. But you can control it from your phone, but you can't talk to it. I haven't seen the new.
I tried that Ecobee thing. That Alexa, it'd like just to pop in and listen in every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get to that in the prepper show.
All right, sounds good. I really like the Hue light bulbs for
Yeah.
dimming. You can change the ambiance. They have a couple other manufacturers out there that do it, but most of my light bulbs here are Hue lights.
Well, and for that, you don't have to, for the dimming effect, you don't have to do any electrical work at all. You're just literally just screwing the light bulb in and then
connecting it to a
connecting it
hub.
to the hub and then on the app.
Yeah, and then you hook it to your internet and you're good to go.
Yeah, and these have full functional dimming. You want to
Dimming and brightening.
play with it?
Sure, I would love to show you.
Demonstrate.
So, on the app, you can actually change it to. Oh, that's the wrong room.
He's changing different rooms in the house, and his daughter's up there going, "What
Yeah,
the heck?"
what the heck? Here we got tropical twilight.
Ooh.
We got Savannah sunset. Arctic aurora. This is energizing. For the show, we're going to keep it on energizing.
That's right,
So,
because we're energized.
yes. So,
But yeah, most. This is actually a question I get quite a bit about dimmer switches. Can you install a dimmer switch if you have just a regular light switch? Do you have to do any other wiring? Because like three-way lights, you have to have additional wiring put in to be able to do a three-way switch, where you can control, like a basement stairs. You've got usually one switch at the top, one switch at the bottom. So you have
two switches is
two
a three
switches,
switch.
1 to 2
three-way.
light bulbs. Yeah. But to do that, you have to have an extra wire running between the two to continue the signal, which sometimes is possible or may not be possible depending on how it's all run. But a dimmer switch, most anywhere you can install that. It's usually really just a matter of the light bulbs. Some light bulbs can do dimmer switches, some can't.
Yeah, definitely
So-
those fluorescent light bulbs. You don't want to do that. You really don't want to have fluorescent lights or the curly Q lights in your house.
Yeah,
So
they actually do make them that some of those curly Qs. I mean, I know we're saying don't
use
them.
those.
I am
Yeah.
just they did
They're a
start.
fire hazard.
They did start making some that do actually allow dimming possibility. I'm personally a fan of LEDs anyway.
Right.
So
And that's what the Hue lights are. Those
Yeah.
are all LED lights.
yeah,
Low energy consumption, helps your electric bill. So
yeah,
you can set them up for rooms or whatever, set the ambiance as you saw. So,
yeah, and control it when you're on vacation is the nice thing, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you-
Turn
you've
it
got
on and
the-
off, and
you
you
got
can
like-
set up time. You can set up schedules on it, and
Yeah. So that it
Excellent.
counts as like security system, right? Like a dog that barks.
yeah. Maybe you have to ask your tax guy for that.
But yeah, so just about anywhere you can install a dimmer switch if you want to. Definitely before you do any electrical work, if you have any questions, consult somebody who knows what they're doing, an actual licensed electrician. Ask questions before you jump into it.
Always turn off the breaker before you do it.
Read the instructions on the on the actual packaging and shut off the breaker for that. You do not want to have live electricity running through there.
You're not going to be that good to do it without turning off the power. So.
Yeah. No, I almost every professional I know shuts off the electric before they mess with that. But that's one of the more complicated subjects you can really get into as far as like do-it-yourself type of stuff,
Right.
just because of the safety concerns there. Like we were talking about, just hanging stuff on the wall.
Yeah.
That's a nice, easy honey-do list.
Right.
And there's always some new picture that has to be hung up.
Absolutely,
Especially for
I
the
like
kids.
those like gorilla hooks. It's just a big, huge hook, and you poke it in, and it actually rests itself on the backside of the
Oh,
wall.
yeah.
So it actually gives it support, and I've hung a lot of things with that.
Yeah, I like if they're not heavy pictures. I actually am a fan of those whatever they are, the like 3M pull tape type of ones.
Yeah, command strips.
Yeah, the command strips.
That's actually how this is hung. You can kind of see it up in that corner there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like those. I mean, I've not had them mess up the paint that much.
Right.
Maybe a little bit if they're left there for a long time, but overall, yeah, I don't really have too much of an issue with that stuff. I mean, it's certainly a lot easier than dealing with Velcro. I've seen people hang pictures
Yeah.
with Velcro.
Oh, I've used Velcro on the back of my phone and be able to hang it to the wall.
Yep.
Like that. That's kind of fun.
And nails and screws, that always leaves holes.
Right.
A lot of people still rent, so that's not the easiest. We actually have a question.
We do. Look at that. Kristen has another question.
Why does the light under my microwave burn out all the time?
Because you're using it too much.
Oh no, she must be talking about one of the the hanging type of microwaves that like over the stove.
Oh,
I'm
that's
assuming-
probably the heat that's causing that if it's over the stove.
That's what I'm
That
assuming
heat
if she's
is-
talking
yeah.
underneath of the.
Is that what you're talking about, Kristen? Under the microwave. Okay. Yeah, it was
So-
probably the heat that's hitting it. Vibration causes a lot of that too. The heat and vibration, if you're hitting it, the fan, all that kind of stuff will make it burn out.
LED bulbs have less of that problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely talk to your light bulb consultant at the home center, and they'd probably be able to help you. Some of them are good at the home center, so.
Depends on the home center.
Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, I would look at possibly switching to an LED bulb in there if you haven't already. If you are having that problem with an LED bulb, then it could be a much bigger issue with the electric running to that, just burning it out, having like brownouts or something like that. But I would try switching to LEDs first.
Yeah, Kristen, how often are you replacing that bulb?
So the other thing we wanted to talk about was loose screws.
You got a screw loose?
A few.
Yep, I knew it.
So I mean, this I wanted to bring up because it really is one of my personal pet peeves.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in a customer's house, there's the doorknob screw. It's always the doorknob's jiggling around because the screw's loose, or the closet doorknob or cabinet drawers that loose. It just drives me nuts. And I mean, like, we just moved into a place and one of the closet doors had loose screw in there. I went to go tighten it, and the knob actually had been, I guess, tightened down so much that it shoved into the hollow closet door. So
Oh, wow.
so now there's a hole like this, and the knob is actually inside of it.
Mm.
And then the back of it was sticking out about that far. I'm like, okay, yeah. Somebody tightened that one down a little too far. But anyway, the reason you have those screws is to keep things in place. If you find a loose screw or something,
Tighten it.
tighten it. Make sure everything's functioning. Loose screws it's just preventative maintenance around the house, basically.
Yeah, I got a few of them where the screw's not long enough. You find those kind of things, and the handle on one of our cabinets that I got to take care of and get fixed. That's on my honey-do list.
Yeah. Getting a longer screw. There you go.
Yes, a longer screw.
There you go. And then, when talking of screws, one place you put them is in the drywall. You leaving screws in the drywall, to hang stuff up, and then you decide you want to move the picture
Oh, yeah.
that you just had to hang because the wife puts it on the honey-do list. She wants that picture in a different
Absolutely.
room now.
Or even in any of those, the hooks, the hangers, all of them put holes in the wall.
Yeah.
And then you have to move it because you don't like it there, and so.
Yeah. So what do you do with the holes in the drywall? Easiest thing, and my personal favorite, there's a drywall hole repair compound. This stuff it usually has a pink lid on it. It's dyed pink.
It's dyed pink?
Yeah,
You want
it's
to put
dyed.
pink on your wall?
Yeah.
You like the pink?
Well, I thought we were going to keep this season cleaner.
It is clean. I'm just asking if you like the pink. Real men like pink. Just like orange is the new black.
That's right.
Real men wear pink.
No.
No?
No. And Vic's over there doing dirty stuff.
Dirty stuff, Vic.
His actually comes with dirty pictures. He's got a whiteboard and he's drawing dirty
We're
pictures.
not sharing this. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep it clean.
Holes in the wall. And not a glory hole.
Clean, please, clean.
All right. So, holes in the wall, compound. It starts out pink in the container, As it dries, it actually turns white, so that you know it's fully dry and ready for sanding. That's one of my favorites. It's good for just about any hole up to about, I wouldn't go with an inch or larger. At that point, you really should be doing drywall compound, something that's going to dry a little more solid.
This is not really my expertise, and I've tried it on it was probably about a 3/4 an inch hole, and it sucked in and it cracked.
Yeah.
Like, how do you avoid that?
You don't.
Oh,
You're not
alright.
supposed to. That's
the way
the
it's supposed to
compound
be?
as it dries, the water leaves it, so it shrinks. You're just supposed to do another coat.
Gotcha.
Do another coat on top of that, and then that'll fill in all the cracks. And
Oh, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
just multiple layers. So
Yeah.
don't be freaked out when you're doing it, because I didn't know.
well, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
I just painted over it. It was also rented. It's all
it
right.
was a rental house. Who cares? Sorry, landlord.
I did my best. I didn't know.
But yeah, with that point, you want to move into drywall compounds. Once you get, probably I would say like 2 inches is the max you want to go. Maybe 2.5. You could probably push it. Once you get any bigger than that, fist size or head size, depending on how bad the party was, you want to get into cutting out drywall and replacing pieces of drywall.
Then just doing the seam around it.
Yeah, honestly, and this is one of the 5-minute videos I want to do this season. There's a method called shadow patching. Doesn't involve any tape. You take a scrap piece of drywall. A lot of hardware
Like
stores.
everybody has pieces of scrap.
A lot of the hardware stores actually sell scrap ones for just $1 or $2. So it's something you can go down to the hardware store. They do sell, like, I think it's like $10 for this mesh tape for bigger ones. I hate doing that because it's so expensive for something.
Yeah, I've seen
could
that
be
mesh
so
tape.
cheaper.
It's just like that, and it looks like it has adhesive on it, and you just put it up against the wall, and
Yeah, and then you fill it in with a bunch of mud till it's all packed in there, and then it'll shrink, and then you do it again.
But I've always had the problem when you do that, like you go to sand it to smooth it out, you start getting the little particles, like still like the mesh sticking out of
Yep.
there, and that's really frustrating.
Well, and that's why I'm more a fan of the shadow patching, because you're cutting out a square of drywall, and drywall has paper on both sides, so the back side is the exact size of the hole. And then the front side, you leave an extra border of that paper around. So you actually are using that extra border of paper to adhere it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's a nice, smooth, easy way to do drywall mudding. You literally just cut out the piece beforehand, hold it up, trace it out, cut that hole out of the drywall, pop it in, you're good to go.
You sand that then in between?
Not in between. I mean, once you're done, I got my foot stuck in the chair. New chairs, getting used to them in the new studio.
Hey Keith, how you doing?
What's up?
Thanks for joining.
But when you're all done with the coats of mud, then yeah, you will sand it, and then you can prime and paint it.
Okay.
But for anything larger, 2.5 to 3 inch size or bigger, you want to replace the drywall because the mud's just not going to be strong enough.
So head size.
Yeah.
If it's bigger than your head, you're replacing drywall.
Bigger than your head, if you can fit your head in there, it's no good.
My father-in-law, he actually talked about using a sponge and water and being able to smooth it out with that. And he goes, he can make it like it wasn't even there.
Well,
I've tried it, and it didn't work for me.
Well, that's-
he didn't show me the trick, though.
That's
so.
called wet sanding. So you use a sponge actually, and it depends on the type of drywall compound you use, but you can just use a wet sponge. I mean, you want to drain it out. You don't want to have it soaking wet, and use it just like you would a sanding sponge. Actually, most sanding sponges are meant to be able to use wet or dry.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and with certain compounds you can actually do that, and it does. You can make it look nice and smooth pretty quickly off of that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. All right.
It does take a little bit of technique.
So you got any questions for us, Dr. Keith? He definitely helped out my wife a lot, so
Nice.
getting her ready for surgery. So thank you very much, Keith. So if you ever need a good chiropractor, let us know. He will definitely help you out. He can hack your body.
After you're done doing all this honeydew list, you might need a chiropractor.
For sure, yes. I know. After the moving you into your new place,
Jesus,
we definitely needed a chiropractor for that.
That next day was so rough. Oh my god. So now let's get to your specialty.
Oh, my specialty, yes. Shower drains, lav drains, a couple little tips to be able to help keep that. I know my wife always is asking me, my shower drain's not draining on me, so I have to keep going in there. So a lot of times with shower drains, you'll have to actually remove the top part, or you can actually get in there with needle nose, and especially the longer hair gets caught up in there. So you want to use a multi-tool or something like that to be able to get in there and be able to pull that hair out. The more you can get out. They also make this long thin wire with almost like an eyelash kind of brush on it that you can actually.
Yeah, and they're like only a couple bucks at the hardware store.
Yeah, you can definitely pick it up for a couple bucks at the hardware store. So you can go in there and swab it, and then you can pull it out, like you spin it, and it catches the hair, and you can keep doing that and pull all the hair out of there. So those are really couple hints.
What about Drano?
Oh my gosh! Please don't.
Drano, right?
Don't.
Right?
Don't.
What's the other
Drano.
stuff? What's the other brand?
There's
Something
all kinds
plumber.
of Clobber and Sizzle, and there's all kinds of
Clobber and Sizzle.
there's all kinds of fancy
Sound like
ones
soft
that at the home centers that come in a plastic bag. They are very, very bad. Here's why. First, depending on what kind of.
Kristen's got a good question after we finish talking
Very
about
cool.
drains.
I'll be right back with that question. So, first you want to not use that. One, because it could ruin your pipes. If it's not plastic pipes, you can degrade the quality of your copper pipes, your cast iron pipes when you have it. So, depending on the material. Two,
but the Drano and other products won't deteriorate plastic like if you have PVC?
Not really. The PVC don't really deteriorate with the chemicals, so it can actually kind of hold up to it.
But you have to have PVC from that drain
all the way out of your house.
Yeah, otherwise anything in between it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the other bad thing about the Drano and these harsh chemicals is when you do use it, you're putting it in your drain, okay? So your drain goes down, it goes out to the street, it goes into a manhole. From that manhole, it goes to the sanitation district. Your sanitation district only treats it and cleans it up. It does not do anything with these chemicals. Same with pharmaceuticals. You don't want to be putting that down your drains. You want to dispose of this stuff properly, because once it gets to there and they're not processing and getting those chemicals out of these out of the water, it ends up in our rivers and streams.
Yeah.
Straight up, just the way it is. It is diluted, but everybody's concerned about our water quality. Well, if we keep doing this Drano and these chemicals and pharmaceuticals, it ends up in our streams and rivers, and it's not treated. And it's still in our water once they come back and clean it up. It's not cleaned out of there. Yeah, so it could end up back in your drinking water. So
I heard there tends to be like a super high concentration of like birth control in drinking water. I don't know if that's an urban myth or if that's real.
We would have to have an engineer from a sanitation district really to be able to answer that. If you check into your local neighborhood, like local sanitation districts, a lot of them do tours once a year. Do tours. It is do. It was funny when I took my daughter to it. She was like, "Oh, it smells so bad."
Well, and can't you also get a report of your local drinking water too?
You can get a report, but it don't test for all of these different chemicals. There's all kinds of different chemicals that are in the water, so they test for more of the basic stuff. So.
All right, and then Kristen had a question on the easiest way to fix the wall if the cat scratches it.
Cat scratch fever. Yeah.
I have 2 cats at home. I completely understand that question.
All right. This is your corner.
So, I mean, it depends. If they've ripped a decent sized chunk out of the wall, then you want to move into like a joint compound. Again, you can go to the hardware store and you can buy smaller containers. You don't need to buy a 5-gallon bucket. They do sell them in smaller containers. But if it's just a large area or even a smaller area of just surface scratches, you just need a putty knife and some of that some of the hole fixing compound, like I was talking about, the stuff that's pink and you can dye, or it has the pink dye in there and then it dries white. First thing you want to do is make sure you take the putty knife and scrape off anything in the area, any of the previous paint, drywall that has split and is sticking out. You gotta scrape that down. Once that's good, then you're just filling in the scratches with that, with the whole compound. So that will smooth it out, and then from there you can do a little bit of sanding just to make sure it's smooth. Less is better. The idea is you want to put less compound on, let it dry, shrink if it's going to, and add more in a second coat. A second time, it's better to do more coats, less in each coat than to do a bunch in one coat and then have to sand the living heck out of it.
She is saying it's just surface scratches,
Yeah.
so that may be just sanding it down a little bit and touching up with paint. No.
Yeah, I mean if it's just broken the surface a little bit, then yeah, you may be able to get away with just sanding it if it's not super deep, and then just touch it up with paint. But if it's broken the surface enough, you may have to fill in with some hole filler.
Hey, Keith just joined us. Yeah, how's it going, Keith? How's the baby?
How's the wife and the honey-do list?
Yeah, how's your honey-do list going? And baby-do list. Baby-do-do.
That's right. Now, when it comes to honey-do lists, we differ a little bit on this particular topic. I have my own tool bag of just tools for doing work around the house that I keep inside.
I'm a service plumber, service HVAC guy, so my go bags are always a go bag. My service bags will to go anywhere, and I can do everything. So I just utilize that. But with your bigger tools,
Yeah.
So what do you keep in your go bag?
And, I mean, in my go bag, I have I just bought Masterforce, brand from Menards. They had a good sale on it was a drill and driver combo set.
Nice.
So I just bought one of those, a little 12 volt, not one of these giant clunky, things. Came with the little bag.
Right.
I got a couple of hand screwdrivers, a drill bit set.
You had a little tiny baby Allen key set. That was so cute.
Well, I bought those. I bought those separately just to keep one in the truck, so if I needed to grab something quick, I didn't have to dig through all my bits to find it.
But it ended up in your go bag.
Yeah, it ended up in my go bag. Yeah. Well, I mean, when we were taking apart that bunk bed is how I went out to the truck and grabbed it.
Gotcha.
Then I just threw it in the go bag.
Your bunk bed or my bunk bed? When we moved me. Was it your move or my move?
My move.
Well, your
When
move.
we were moving,
Okay.
yeah.
Just curious.
I thought you were asking who's on
Where did
top.
it-
I get
yeah.
the top bunk.
Oh, you want top? All
I want the top bunk.
Uh,
We'll specify bunk.
right. Yes. Nut drivers are always nice to have, or a multi screwdriver having
What
in
about
there.
a nut driver?
In your go bag. Your go
What's-
bag.
What's a nut driver?
It's a
thought we weren't-
hex-headed.
I thought we weren't talking about the wives like that.
We aren't. Where's your head at?
Hey, Betsy.
Yes, absolutely, Betsy. Every woman should have her own toolbox.
Yep.
For sure. That is a great. I did that for my wife. She sold it in a garage sale.
Oh, she's giving you the number one
Yes.
signal.
She goes, I have you to fix everything. I don't need a tool bag.
And
I would have preferred it back, but oh well.
speaking of pink, they do sell the cute little pink tool sets.
I did buy one of those for her, but then she didn't want it, and I have the pink tools now, which I like the pink.
My wife would kill me if I bought her a pink tool set. She
Yes.
would absolutely slaughter me, and I'm pretty sure Betsy would slaughter anybody who bought her one too.
Yes, probably.
know, Betsy knows how to work with real tools. She's a professional.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is amazing. So
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, man or woman, you should have something around the house. Should have some tools to be able to do some basic stuff. You know, screwdrivers. I always prefer to have a drill and driver set. Drill bits. No pink, Kristen says. See, there we go. Yep, in agreement.
I like the pink, so it's
Yeah.
cool. I'll sport the pink. That's my
You
home
should
go
have kept
bag.
the pink
I
one.
should have used that as my home go
There
bag.
you go.
Absolutely.
But you know, what else? Yeah, I've got a basic set of drill bits and driver bits.
Crescent wrench, like adjustable crescent wrench.
That's one thing I
usually.
don't have in there. I have a good pair of pliers, but yeah, I should.
Channel locks.
Channel locks and
Have a
crescent
couple
wrench,
different
probably.
what are they called? Slip joint pliers.
Yeah.
Is what they're called. So. Kids tool set, yes, Kristen, absolutely. That's a great
Kids set
idea to
too,
get them
yeah.
a real experience with it. Play with them, absolutely. My daughter's always has been itching to do projects with me, so I get her involved in building different projects. So a kid tool set is a great idea, Kristen.
Yeah, and actually, you did a project with your daughter not too long ago with the bunk beds. Had her actually cutting
Oh yeah,
the pipes down.
I
That
did.
that was pretty cool.
I shortened a bunk bed that we got from IKEA. Twice we've done it. So, and for me, it's very simple because it's just a tube. So I actually used a tubing cutter and just used a tubing cutter instead of using like a saw. I have a large enough tubing cutter because I'm a plumber to be able to cut it. So I let her, I got it started and let her do the rest, and she loved it. So.
Yeah, but you know, as far as basic, you know, home tool bag, personally, I prefer Masterforce just because, you know, they're one of the off brands. They're Menards personal brand, but you know, I've had great experience with Menards dealing with like warranties and any quality issues with that. So, you know, that's why I'm personally a fan of that for home use.
I met a
Professional
guy.
use, no.
I met a guy on a service call actually. He actually like is a buyer for all the True Values.
Oh, wow.
And he said that their True Value brand, like they're like the Masterforce or whatever their brand is, there's not many True Values around here, so I
Yeah.
can't contest to that. But they actually take plans and make them even better and make it their own product.
wow.
And they're actually sometimes even better than Milwaukee or
Wow.
some of the other ones. So not too many True Values around here, but if you're by a True Value, definitely check out their stuff too.
He's pimping out all kinds of places.
For sure.
All right. Well, and Keith, absolutely. You know, I would get that for Christmas for Betsy, and you know, good luck having a job in 2021.
Yeah.
She may fire you.
So just to reiterate, where can you find us?
Let's see, on our website, dreamhomeninjas.com. You can find us on Twitter under the hashtag DreamHomeNinjas. You can find us on YouTube.
21.6.
21.6 the net. Yep, yep.
Kent over there, he's
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks,
Kent
man.
is awesome. And yeah, we're also on iTunes, Spotify, a lot of the
Podcast apps.
podcasting stations. And then YouTube, definitely, where we're going to be uploading, like I said, this season we're going to have a lot more videos, not just our show, but also instructional, 5-minute quick videos, how to do stuff. And, Keith, during his free time, is also going to give us some fun with barbecuing, too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. In 2 episodes, we're
Yeah.
gonna get Keith on back here for a one-time episode, so we can get him away from his baby and wife for an evening. So
That's hard.
Yeah, Maybe he can bring the baby over and the wife over. That would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'd love
yeah.
to see baby Avery. So.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avery Joshua, right?
Absolutely. That's
what,
for sure.
That's what Keith told me. He was going to name her the name of Joshua. So. But yeah, that's.
But hopefully next week we'll be able to make another one. We're actually going to do another episode here shortly. So if you guys stick around, we're going to take a little break here, and then we'll be coming back for another episode. This episode that you're watching is going to be airing on Valentine's Day. So definitely Ninja Q, bro. Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you watch us on, or listen to us on 21.6 The Net on Valentine's Day at noon. Will be when this episode airs. Also, subscribe, like us on YouTube. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Ninjas out.
Ninjas out.